Good morning, friends, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Our world and its values are changing very quickly, but there are a few things we still hold as good and commonly understood as necessary. Justice is one of them. Most of us still hold that everyone must get what is justly due to them, right? Let's look at it. Our passage today is taken from Mark chapter 12, verses 1 to 12. And this speaks of a man who owns some land and plants a vineyard there. He then rents out the vineyard to some tenants who refuse to pay him what is due as rent to him. He keeps sending servants to collect dues, but they just refuse to pay up. They even mistreat his messengers. Finally, the owner sends his son. And these men kill him with the intention of acquiring the land completely because they have killed the heir of the owner. I think most of us would agree with this passage, saying that these are unjust men with malice and evil intentions in their heart. We would even sympathize with the owner and agree that they should be punished. They should receive consequences of their evil deeds, because that would be the way of justice. One more thing that most of us would agree upon is that if we were in the position of these tenants, we would have acted very differently and would be just in our dealings. Right? Let us look at this from God's perspective. Let us remember how this connects to our own condition, our human condition. God is the vineyard owner, and we are the tenants. He has given the earth to us. But we've abused justice, persecuted his prophets. We even killed his son, Jesus. For what reason, though? Judges 17 verse 6 says to us, "In those days there was no king in Israel, and every man did what was right in his own eyes." We did all these evils because we wanted to do what is right in our eyes. That is so much still our situation today. Each one wants to do what is right in their own eyes. Such is the arrogance of man. Even though most of us would say that if I was in the position of the Jews and the Pharisees, I would not have supported in killing Jesus. I could never do that. But our experience, our real experience of sin and evil, shows us that once we start giving in to small sins, then the big ones, like betrayal, injustice, or even supporting or directly contributing to evil things, is not very far away. When the Pharisees realized in this passage that Jesus told them this parable, hinting that they were the ones rejecting God and rejecting him, their hearts were actually hardened even more, and they wanted to kill him. How do we react when we realize that this accusation is made against all humanity, and even personally, probably against each one of us? God, who would be justified in punishing us and destroying us because we are unfaithful, because we are unjust, and because we have killed his son and rejected his teachings, his prophets, he still has pity on us, because he knows that as men we are frail and weak, and we will fall into sin because of our blindness to many things. May we be able to accept our blindness and be open to the light, to healing and transformation from the Lord. One last passage that I'd like to share with us today is John 9 verse 41. Jesus said to them, "If you were blind, you would have no guilt. But now that you say, we see, your guilt remains. How many times do we strive to say, we see, we know, and I can do things without the Lord? Mark 12 is a reality check of sin in our heart, warning against the slippery slope of sin, and enlightenment that God, who would be just in punishing us for what we do, has shown mercy to us. May we respond back in acceptance and in humility instead of arrogance and greed. If you've been blessed by this reflection, please share this with your friends and your family. Again, this is Adrian Menezes from India. God bless you.